What's the first thing you need me to break my camera off streak? Have you looked at our site's performance on Google's ad exchange lately? Not lately. That thing's like an automatic cash cow, am I right? Yeah, about that. Take a look and tell me what you see. Okay, one sec. Holy crap. Numbers are up, right? Way up. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding. But I do feel like we're getting fooled somehow. What do you mean? Prices are up, fill rates are up. It's almost as if we could just divert all inventory to AdX and go on autopilot. Exactly. Look at the next chart. We almost are diverting all inventory to AdX. Okay, but it's making us money. Right, but at what cost? The cost of having a competitive ad tech market would seem to be the answer from the US Department of Justice. In the most recent video in this series breaking down the Justice Department's antitrust case against Google's ad tech business, we covered how Google positioned its ad exchange atop the programmatic food chain. Now we'll look at how, as detailed in the lawsuit, Google sought to secure that position by modifying its ad tech fees and manipulating advertisers' bids in order to make its ad exchange more lucrative for publishers. In the first video in this series, we mentioned how ad exchanges take a cut from the ads sold through their programmatic marketplaces. In the case of Google, the company took a 20% cut of each ad impression a publisher sold through its AdX ad exchange. Then in 2014, Google changed up how it calculated its cut with the introduction of a tactic called sell-side dynamic revenue share. Rather than take 20% off each individual transaction, Google varied its per transaction fee, sometimes not even taking a fee, and just made sure to average a 20% cut across all transactions for a given publisher each month. Why would Google do this? Well, because ad exchange fees are taken into account when deciding which ad exchange wins a deal. If Google's ad exchange and a rival ad exchange both have advertisers bidding $1 for an ad slot, but Google takes a 20% fee and the rival exchange takes a 10% fee, then the rival exchange's 90-cent net bid wins the impression. So by varying its fee per transaction, Google could decide to only take a 9% fee if doing so would win the bid, and then make up the difference by taking a bigger cut on a future transaction. Actually, Google didn't only adjust its ad tech fee on the sell side. Google also varied the 14% fee taken on the buy side using the same dynamic revenue share tactic. But then in 2013, Google got more creative with how it could change its cut through a program called Project Bernanke. Google started to effectively pay out of its own pocket to increase advertisers' bids on competitive impressions. If an advertiser bid $1, but Google thought some ad tech rival might bid higher, or if a publisher set a higher reserve price, then to make sure it won the impression, Google would increase its advertisers' bid to something like $1.20 and eat the extra 20 cents. Although Google wouldn't exactly take an L on the 20 cents, it would just make up the difference by taking a bigger cut on less competitive impressions. And that's because the real win that Google was going for was getting publishers hooked on its ad server and adjoining ad exchange. Another way that Google boosted its ad exchange's win rate for publishers was by doubling the number of bids it submitted on behalf of advertisers for an impression a publisher was looking to sell. Normally, Google's tool used by advertisers would only submit one bid when dealing with non-Google ad exchanges. But when dealing with its own exchange, Google would submit two bids. This second bid not only upped Google's chances of winning the impression, but also upped the price that Google's ad exchange delivered for publishers, and lowered the chances of publishers moving off Google's publisher ad server that gave them their prized connection to Google's ad exchange. Submitting two bids wasn't the only way that Google manipulated the flow of advertiser demand going through its ad tech tools. In the next video in this series, we'll look at how Google used its ad tech tools to put other exchanges at a disadvantage and penalize the publishers that prioritize them. Thanks for watching.